Hey everybody, welcome to round 2 of Donnie's balloon adventures. As you can see, we're getting ready to take off. I have in my sights 3 possible candidates for pictures and video. Getting my course lock, checking my course lock. That's all working good. So let's head out and get us a balloon. As you can see, it was a lovely morning. It was about 7:30 in the morning, and there was a slight breeze coming in from the north, which is to my left in this video. So with that in mind, I headed towards this first balloon here because it was the closest to me. And as I got closer, I noticed he was losing altitude, and I have to maintain a certain altitude for my FPV to work. So I decided to bag on this balloon and maybe check out the next balloon, which is over there, as you can see. So I started heading that way. After heading this way for a couple of seconds, I thought, well, let's see if this guy's gaining altitude. So I decided to head back towards the first balloon. And I've got my eye on him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, okay, this guy's losing altitude. So at exactly 0.623 miles, I decided to change my mind, bag on this balloon, and head towards the other balloon. The other balloon was about 0.3 miles away. Since I had a wind coming from the north, the balloon was heading towards me. So my plan was to head towards the balloon into the wind, reach a stopping point, and let the balloon come to me. At this point, I was about 2.5 minutes into my flight. I get about 6 good safe minutes out of this battery, so I usually like to turn around at 3 minutes. But if I was going to get this shot, I was going to have to push the limits. So I'm moving forward and getting lined up here. I know the balloon's going to pass to my right. I can tell by the way it's coming at me. Just in case, I'm ready to eject and back up. But I think I had everything lined up really good. So here I'm sitting waiting for, I wanted a couple of money shots. So there's one money shot, and here's another one. I had just configured some new joystick curves in my Futaba radio, and so everything was working real smooth. Now to head home. The only problem is, I'm not sure where home is. I had installed a Skylark Trace OSD system on my quadcopter, and it failed miserably, actually rendering my quadcopter flyless, for lack of a better word. So anyway, I know I'm supposed to head west. So I'm heading west. I tilt down a little bit, and I'm actually in these buildings in the background. Unfortunately, I'd forgotten to acquire a landmark. Usually what I do is I turn around kind of, just a little ways out and get familiar with where I'm supposed to land. And in my excitement, I forgot to do that this time. So now I'm heading west, and I'm kind of thinking, okay, I'm heading the right direction. And anyone who's flown FPV knows you don't exactly see, high definition, crystal clear, large, TV screen in FPV. Everything just is kind of teeny tiny. So I thought these trucks here were my home base, but apparently not. Actually, I was close, but at this point I was a little confused. I was like sort of starting to panic, thinking to myself, okay, where the heck am I? So I put it in home lock, a feature I've never used before. I've tested, but never really used in a practical situation. And I pushed the stick forward. Now, for most Phantom flyers, the stick goes backward, and that's your that brings you to your home position. But on my Phantom, since my Phantom essentially flies backwards, I push my stick forward. So I wasn't confident with that, so then as you can see, I put it in return to home mode. I just threw the fail-safe switch. The problem is, again, because my quadcopter flies backwards, I don't really get a view of where I'm going. I get a view of where I've been. So at least I knew I was kind of heading in the right direction. So at this point I took my FPV goggles up and I started looking up into the sky, and I finally saw the quadcopter. I was like, oh, there she is. Okay, we're doing good. So I was over this field. I could see the quadcopter and I thought, okay, I'm gonna bring her in because I can usually bring her in a little faster than the fail-safe mode does. I guess maybe this was a mistake, I don't know, but I was running out of battery power. I had no sooner taken over and the battery started running out. As you'll see here any second now. I'm coming over this field, and okay, so I'm taking over, I'm tilting down, and so I start coming down, and so then I start trying to arrest my descent with no luck. So I've got the stick full throttle after, I don't know, a lousy 6.5 minutes of flight. And we're not free falling, but as you can see, boom, we hit the ground pretty hard. A little damage. You can see the broken prop there in the picture, but other than that there was no damage, so I figure I got off light and I got an easy lesson. One of the motors was running pretty hard, so I left it going to use as a homing device so I could find the quad, and that worked out well. So once I saw the quad, I shut down the motors and picked her up off the ground, and we were good to go. Thank God for failsafe, huh? I should have just hit that in the first place. I got off pretty light. Damage was one propeller, so I guess I did okay. So I replaced the propeller, fired her up at the house, and she's functioning normally. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be safe out there. Take care. Bye.